Hi, I'm Randall A. I want to thank you for joining me on the Infertility channel. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that many of my patients ask about: exercise. How much is too little? How much is enough? How much is too much? So one of the difficult parts in this is that there are no adequate, well-controlled studies looking at exercise in women who are trying to conceive naturally. So we have to look at the infertility data to give us some guidance in this direction. So if you think about it, exercise is a modern and Western phenomenon. When our ancestors were being chased around by woolly mammoths, we didn't care so much about exercise. The treadmill, the elliptical, they weren't there. But when women became too thin, now we know that's a body fat of about less than 12.5%, their period shut down and became irregular, so they couldn't conceive. In times of plenty, when women had a body fat percentage of greater than 35%, they also quit ovulating. So it was a nice way to shut off reproduction in times that were bad, in times that were too good. So what I'd like to tell you about today is how much is enough. There was an obstetrics and gynecology journal article suggesting that women who are trying to conceive should get about 30 minutes a day. Probably greater than 1 hour a day is too much. There have been a couple of studies, one study in the journal Human Reproduction and another Harvard study of elite athletes that suggested that greater than 1 hour a day is too much exercise. So somewhere between probably 30 and 60 minutes, depending upon your body mass index. You know, it's interesting. Another study from the University of Texas, Galveston, suggested that 1 in 2 patients who are underweight do not appreciate themselves as being underweight. In women who are of normal weight, 1 in 3 do not appreciate their normal body habitus. And then patients who are overweight, about 1 in 6 of them do not appreciate that they're overweight. So what is the best way to see if you are in the right zone? Now that zone should be a body mass index, what we call BMI, a body mass index of somewhere between 18.5 and 24.9. So you can think of that 19 and 25. So what is a body mass index? Now you can go on your search engine and just type in BMI. There are all sorts of calculators, but if you want to do it by hand, you look at your height in inches divided by your weight in pounds squared times 700. Okay, so it's height over weight squared times 700, and that will give you your BMI. The right zone to conceive is between 19 and 25. If you're under that, you might want to start taking in more calories and exercising less. If you're over that, you might want to thin down a little bit, start exercising a bit more. Lots of proteins and good slow burning carbs, as we've talked about in one of the last episodes. So I'd like to tell you a story about one of my patients who is an exercise zealot. She was at the gym for hours every day, and she told me, you know, it's unbelievable that every time I get on the treadmill, I'm having pins and needles like pain. I'm having excruciating pain sometimes on my left side. And it turns out that she was having this pain after ovulation, and usually ovulation was on her left ovary. So what she was doing by hitting it hard on the treadmill is that her uterus was hitting that ovary time after time after time. And once I said, hey, just stop the treadmill after you ovulate, she came back and she says, you know what, you're an absolute genius. All that pain stopped. It's amazing. It's a miracle. Not a miracle, it's just common sense. The ovaries are exquisitely sensitive. They can hurt. So watch the treadmill, watch the pounding behavior, any kind of exercise that produces that in the second half of the cycle, and it might clear up your pain as well. Thanks so much for watching today. We really appreciate the fact that you're here with us, and please tell your friends about us. If you have something you want to ask, please write it in, and I will try to get back to those questions in future episodes. Tell your friends to subscribe to the Infertility channel. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks so much.